So I have recently turned 30. Well, when this video comes out, I would officially be 30. And I just want to let you know some misconceptions and expectations. The reality, things to look forward to, because believe me, it's not all doom and gloom from here, as well as what I have learned in my 20s along the way. So let's get into it. So I'm going to start with the misconceptions and expectations of turning 30. So from your early 20s, looking at turning 30 seems like a million years away, and you feel like by the time you're 30, you should have your life together. But speaking from personal experience, I could truly say this isn't the case. I have spoken to so many different people over the age of 30 and under the age of 30 who have their life together and who don't. And to be honest, the people that have their life together more often than not are the people that are more lost in life. They're just good at hiding it. Having it together to me means having that stability in your life, having that long-term career, a long-term partner, and a property under your belt. At the end of 2023, I actually graduated in computer science, searching for that stability. Here's my certificate. But then I realized that life just isn't for me, and I went into a career with no stability at all. And a lot of my friends and people that I know really do envy the career that I do because I love it. Whereas on the other hand, I really envy them because they have that stability in their life. So the grass is always greener on the other side. So never compare yourself to somebody's situation, because who knows, they may want to be in your shoes. Another misconception is that in your 30s, you're too old for a career change and you should stop chasing your dreams. Whereas I could use Morgan Freeman as a perfect example here. He wasn't in his first movie until he was 34 years old. 4 years older than I am now. So that gives me some belief and some hope. Whereas Jeff Bezos, the richest man in the world, well, second, founded Amazon at 30 years old. J.K. Rowling published her first ever Harry Potter book at 32 years old. Whereas Harrison Ford got his big break at 35 years old. Steve Carell landed his first Hollywood lead at 42 years old in The 40-Year-Old Virgin. No! Kelly Clarkson! And this is the one what inspires me the most. Colonel Sanders opened his first KFC at 62 years old. You've got so much to live for. Don't let society's expectations tell you otherwise. Another expectation is I should own a home by the time I'm 30. And again, let's be real, society expects you to own a property by the time you're 30 years old, but no one has ever taken into consideration the inflation of property. Property was something that inflated drastically way before I was old enough to get a job. So why the fuck do they expect us to own a property by the time we're 30 years old? So think about this for a second. Buying a house in the 80s in a nice suburban area in London would roughly cost around £50,000. That same exact house to this day would cost you over £1 million. So because of that reason, you should never be too hard on yourself about owning a property under the age of 30. And this also means you'll tie yourself down to a 40-year mortgage, meaning the property that you bought in your 30s isn't going to get paid off until you're 70 years old, which I think is ridiculous anyways. I went on a bit of a tangent there. Another misconception is you can't have fun and you can't try new things. I literally set up this YouTube channel because of that specific reason. Just because you've reached the age of 30 doesn't mean you could try new things, whether this go to a different country, explore more, try new activities, pick up a new hobby. There's still so much you can do at 30 years old. So before the summer of 2024, I'm 29 years old and I've never played paddle before in my life. And now I'm addicted to it. It's a hobby which I truly love. So yeah, the more things you try and the more places you explore, the better. Another expectation is I should be married by now. When I was a child, I always thought I'd be married by the age of 25. Depending how you look at it, things have changed drastically for this generation. Before the 2000s, it was expected to get married before the age of like 23, 24, 25 tops. Nowadays, there are so many relationships out there where people have their long-term partners and have children as well who aren't necessarily married. This isn't really a realistic expectation nowadays. And my last expectation is you shouldn't be making mistakes anymore. No matter how old you are never old enough to stop learning and making mistakes. Obviously, the older you get, the more you think about the repercussions of these mistakes though. And you have to remember failure is an opportunity to grow and learn. Always better to have a growth mindset where you're always growing than a fixed mindset. Here are the realities of turning 30. The best things about turning 30 is that you have more self-awareness and you have more confidence. This confidence comes with accepting who you are. Obviously, during your 20s is a good time to experiment, try new things, explore new places, and take as much in as possible. And this can make you become really confident. For example, with myself, I stopped going out and actively drinking after the age of 24. Don't get me wrong, I still drink, but this is only on special occasions. I'm more into my health, fitness and self-development. You could literally find anything, any hobby and interest, and make that your sole purpose. And the more and more and more you do it, the better you'll become at it, and the more confident this will make you. And my next reality kind of goes hand in hand with what I've said previously, and that's you have a better understanding of your priorities. Everyone's timeline is completely different. And again, some people can be strictly focusing on finding that long-term partner, and others may just want to focus on themselves. And there are so many different things out there what you can prioritize, whether it's your music, your fitness, your hobby, your fun, your travel. Everybody's different. And the reality of turning 30 is you do lose a lot of your friends. This isn't anything personal. You're just at different stages of your life. One could be going down the more career and family route. The other could be going down the more self-development and business route. There are different people for different stages of your life. And the reality is friendships change, but in my opinion, I think it's for the better, especially if you want to grow and step out your comfort zone. Another reality is you expect your body to be falling apart, but that's not the case. Again, I'm very into my health, fitness, and I really look after myself, so I don't expect to be having any problems with this. You may get to a point where you physically cannot move anymore, and obviously this doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen like that, but going to the gym and doing some sort of resistance training may benefit from this. And if you need help doing this, just click the top link below and I could help you get started. Us 30-year-olds have to look out for each other. Another reality is your life isn't over at 30. There is so much to do and so much to live for. You may think that is the person who you become at 30 years old, but that's not the case. There are two different types of people in the world. That's a fixed mind and a growth mindset. Fixed mindset is half empty. On the other hand, the growth mindset is half full. And I personally used to think that I would never experience a better period of my life than when I was living in Australia. But now I've totally eliminated this mindset and I don't even think about the past anymore. And you could easily change this, and you can still change your life after 30 years old. And you want to do this before you have any big commitments, both time and financially. So here are a few things that I'm personally looking forward to doing in my 30s. My first thing is moving abroad. I've lived in London my whole life and I'm sick of it. It's such a beautiful place. There's only so much to see and so much to do if you've lived here your whole life. And personally, the London weather isn't for me. I need some sun in my life. So I'm really looking forward to taking that leap and moving abroad. Number two, I'm really looking forward to exploring new places and new countries. I've been to many different countries. I can't even think off the top of my head, but there are a few places I really want to go. For example, Hawaii, Fiji, explore Italy. That is one country I really want to explore from knee to toe. Pardon the pun. My next one is carry on building my personal brand and my social media. Again, I started YouTube back in 2022 and I've been very consistent with it. I've posted a long form video every Sunday since July 16th, 2022. And I'm not going to stop there. I post more than 5 TikToks and Instagram Reels a week. I'm very consistent on this. I really want to get to a point where this is my full-time job and I have paid sponsors, and that would really be living my dream. So I'm still chasing my dreams in my 30s. My next thing I'm really looking forward to is meeting my long-term partner, aka my future wife. Again, in this moment of time, I'm focusing on my health, my fitness and my businesses. So it's not necessarily a priority, but who knows? Someone might come into my life when I least expect it, or I'm just gonna die single, but yeah, we'll see.
Hello darkness, my old friend.
And I haven't even told you about the things that I'm really looking forward to doing regarding my fitness in my 30s. For example, a high rocks, a marathon, improve my mobility, some Olympic weightlifting. The list is honestly endless. Let me know below the things that you want to do in your 30s. You might inspire me to add a few to mine. So I'm gonna leave you on this positive. Turning 30 doesn't mean your life is over. It's only just getting started. Do not compare yourself to people who seem like they have their life together, because I can assure you that isn't the case. And just focus on yourself and do what you want to do. Try new things, explore new places, taste new food, meet new people, and then the opportunities will be endless when you're 30. If you want to see me making a fool out of myself and trying new things, check out this next video.